my Juicy co-creators, Lilou here on the Juicy Living Tour in San Diego, having another inspirational conversation here with you, Stephen. I'm glad that we have this moment to sit next to each other and chat a little bit.
Great, thank you for inviting me.
I want to speak about your own personal story, but also the book that you're working on, and bring this into in our reality, because there is some things that we can apply. I'm all about practical advice, and I know you have a lot of advice to give. So tell us about this new book about the dragons.
Dragons at Work, it's called, and the dragons at work for this particular person are health problems. He's got an enemy at work who's trying to get him fired. He's got a marriage that isn't working, and he uses these various transformational methods as taught to him by his coach, who's a Chinese woman of about 40 years old, and she just guides him to use his challenges to make him a better father, a better husband, and a better leader. So, and I thought that one thing we could do is take one little practical thing from that book and just talk about it, because I think that your viewers would be able to use it right away.
Yeah, let's do that. Bring it on.
Okay. So I'm going to talk to you about smiling, which you do very beautifully. And I would say that Mills College is a women's college in the United States, and it has a yearbook, like any college. And what they did was they looked at every photograph of every graduate, and they checked for whether the smile was authentic. So you can watch people smile, and sometimes they're just showing your teeth, but their eyes are dead. But an authentic smile engages these muscles at the outer corner of the eyes and up here, and you can tell when somebody's really, really smiling.
That's why I have all those wrinkles, huh? That's a good sign. That's a smile.
Those are good things, because as you get older and older, what lights up your face and shows the inner beauty are just the smiles that are there, that naturally emerge from your consciousness. So what they looked at in this study was they looked at years later that whether someone was authentically smiling or not predicted all kinds of measures of happiness and health, whether they would stay married, whether they were physically healthy, their longevity, and the rest of it, all predicted by that one little thing. Was it an authentic smile or not? And that's kind of amazing, don't you think?
Yeah, I think what's amazing is the word authentic. Being authentic in our life, and whether it's smiling, whatever we talk, it's really time, I feel, for our society to be real now and show up as we really are, instead of those pretense and thinking that this person wants me to show up this way.
Right. So what you could do, just to start the day, you're in bed, you realize that you have to get up soon, is you just breathe into your belly and relax and let all that start to work, and start feeling grateful about what there is in your life that's beautiful. Focus on that, and then let a smile emerge from that contemplation. Let it really form at the outer corners of your eyes, and then, as though you could take that energy of a smile and bring it through your body and start to heal places. You can go into your heart, smile into your heart. You can smile into your internal organs, your liver, your lungs, your kidneys, but right down to the belly. Those pictures of like a laughing Buddha that has this nice relaxed belly and a big grin? That's what you want.
Yeah,
you want
without the belly.
Without the belly. But a little belly is okay.
Yeah.
If your belly is relaxed, your back will be in better shape, and you'll also breathe better. And breathing is really the other secret, which is, as you let the breath come in, you let your stomach muscles and the muscles in your back just yield to the breath. So you're making more space for the sky inside your torso. And if you breathe that way, then everything else good follows.
What are some of the other things that you would like to share with us? Because a lot of people do speak of smiling and of breathing, but I'm wondering, I know you worked a lot with business people too, and this is applicable for everybody, no matter what the background is. There are some other things?
Yes. Well, just to go a little bit further with the smiling, if you're smiling like that, and there's something called the vagus nerve, which is a nerve that runs from the viscera, from your belly, all the way up to the brain. And it gives the brain signals about whether the world is safe or not. So if the vagus nerve is all calm and in good shape, then you naturally smile, for one thing. And then the second part of it is that there's something that happens to your voice. There's a kind of melodic quality that enters it. The tonal variation is greater. So for a long time, salespeople have known in business, if you're on the phone selling things, you put up a little mirror and it says smile. Why? Because if you smile when you're talking to somebody on the phone, you have that tonal variation. And what people respond to in somebody else is whether that person is safe or not. Mm-hmm. So if your vagus nerve is nice and it's all happy, that means you feel the world is safe and a good place. When you feel that, your eyes sparkle, and also the tone of your voice improves, and people know that you're safe. So if you're a leader or a parent or anyone, if you're now safe, people don't withhold information from you. So think about it. If you're a leader of a corporation and you kill the messenger when bad news comes, then they're going to withhold information. And that makes the whole organization stupider, because at the very top it can't think anymore. And people won't give you the information that you need. But as a leader, if you communicate, yes, I have that equanimity, I have this smile that blesses everyone, and at the same time, whatever you tell me, I want it to be the truth, because we can handle it and we can use it to go into the future and create something great. If they think that's what their leader is about, then they tell that leader the truth.
And then it's a different kind of communication that shows up.
Yeah. So in another book that I wrote, co-wrote with Bill Joyner, is a book called Leadership Agility, and it talks about stages of maturity. And the first two stages are all heroic. They're all about, I'm the hero because I know something. That's the expert stage. Or I'm the hero because I led the charge, or made my quota, or got the corner office, or whatever it is. But past that, now you're into the smile land, where you're listening to someone else and it's okay with you if they have a thought that's actually an improvement to yours. It's better, it's different. And they don't have it's not invented here response to your good ideas. So imagine working for a leader like that. You feel like, oh my gosh, I can tell them my ideas. I don't have to withhold this and get with your program. I can actually improve it. And if the leader is sitting there saying, good idea, great idea, what do you need as a resource to work on that? How can we further it? Then that organization is much more agile, and those organizations survive because in an environment where everything's changing all the time, then the agile organization and the agile leader it's going to make it work.
Going back to that book that you're writing right now.
Oh, Dragons at Work?
Yeah?
Yeah, it's actually done.
It's all written.
It's all written. It's out there.
Okay.
People can go to dragonsatwork.com and look at it.
Okay.
But it tells the story of that transformation and all the things that guy went through in order to transform that way. For instance, he goes home and talks to his wife. He hears about listening. So he goes home and asks his wife for the first time in 12 years he's going to listen to her. And she lets him have it,
you want to hear it? I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah, exactly. Because, there's a term in real estate, deferred maintenance. And what that means is there's been a lot of maintenance that people haven't done for many years, and the place is a shambles now. So he starts to listen to her, and she really tells him about her pain. But he listens well. And in the book, though, you can click on if you have the online version, you can click on an interview with John Gray, who's the Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus guy, and he comes in and he says, let me tell you what's going on in that chapter. And then he talks about that. So there are all, what I wanted to create for people is like the armchair experience. You're reading this book, but then John Gray is suddenly sitting next to you, talking to you about these kinds of things.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of a fun way to have a book. It's not like the usual.
I love how people that are part of this Transformational Leadership Council very much comes up with new ideas and transform what's currently, happening, or how books even are seen, or
Yeah.
how business are seen. It's exciting to be exchanging on that
Yeah.
level, I bet.
Well, so our first book, this Leadership Agility, we had, it was published by Josie Bass, which is a Wiley imprint. But for this kind of book, I didn't want to have to convince a publisher to do something radically different. So we just self-published it, and I've been having a really great time with it. And meeting people all over the world who say, yes, that would be a good kind of transformation for me to make in my company. And so that's a good thing.
Yeah. Do you have something else to leave us as leaders in the world and ready to take on some actions and help or assist or to this shift around the planet, whether with business people or artists or athletes or
We'll have
reporters?
a little platitude for you, which is, unless you're Miss Piggy and self-importance is an essential part of your brand, then self-importance is bad for business. It makes it run slower, and you won't get the information you need to lead. And then the other thing is all about storytelling. If you want to tell about if you want to know about the health of a company or where it's going, just listen not to the stories that the leaders are telling, but the stories that are told after the all hands meeting when they're in the hallways. Those stories, that's the lifeblood of the culture. If you want to shape the culture, then you have to shape the stories. And back to being authentic, that means when you tell your story about who you are, who we are as a company, and where the company is going, you have to authentically be inside that. And if it's just a show, everyone will know it. And that's what they'll talk about after your speech. But if you're really right there with it, that's the whole key.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. It's been such a pleasure to be with you.
In this beautiful, sunny, warm weather of San Diego, my goodness. Sending you much love wherever you're watching this video from. Big, big kisses, my juicy co-creators.